actually, it wasn't until I wrote Burnt Out that I landed on this whole idea, this whole concept of manage your energy, not your time, from Tony Schwartz.
Saying, because I think, again, we feel this is our identity. But how many times do you hear that I'm burnt out? I'm tired. And you think there may be something wrong with me or this is how it is. But when you look, actually, there's things that you can do to change your life. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. And especially when you're in perimenopause and especially when your body and everything is changing around you. So if someone's listening right now and they're feeling, what's the first thing I can do? I know you mentioned sleep. If they're looking at the zones, what's the first one that they could focus on?
So what I look at now is the 5 energy zones of physical, emotional, mental, motivational, and spiritual. What I would also say is, taking a step back from that, is that we burn out in different ways and our burnout symptoms can look very different. So one of the things I did in Burnt Out was I identified, because I interviewed hundreds of people who've been through burnout, and I recognized that actually burnout was looking really different to people, but there were these patterns. So I recognized that some people burn out on a real kind of physical level from just being on their feet all the time, never stopping, never resting. And so I came up with these burnout archetypes that are different ways of behaving. And so that's the overdoer. Then you've got the overgiver, and they burn out in a sort of compassion fatigue way. They're giving, overextending all the time, saying yes when really they want to say no. And their burnout looks like compassion fatigue, teary, very emotional. I just want everyone to back away. Sometimes also feeling resentful. Everyone else's needs are being looked after. Who's not looking, who's looking after me? You've got mental burnout. So that's the brain frazzle burnout. And that's often from the overthinker, also the overachiever. So they're just very much in their heads. And the beauty of these burnout archetypes, I realized that these are the shadow sides of our greatest strengths. So the overgiver, you did the burnout archetypes quiz. I've got a free one that people could do. And you're the overgiver, aren't you?
I am 100% the overgiver. I feel
I
I
knew
scored
you'd be the overgiver.
100%. And
Of
please
course.
do go. It's so good. It's such an incredible, incredible way to find out who you are. And when I read it, I was like, oh yes, that's me. And this speaks to me. This speaks to my soul. So please tell us more.
Well, so the overgiver, when they're in their full power, they love being caring. They love being there for people. It lights them up. They love connection. They want to be there for their family, their friends, their colleagues, their clients, strangers in the street. But when they kick into overdrive and they get into that stress zone, their behavior then becomes, it's like your superpower has had too much coffee and is highly adrenalized, and now it's gone a bit sort of berserk, and you can't stop giving, and you're giving at your own detriment. And once you get stuck in that, it's like a vicious cycle. And the more you do that, the more you're depleting, particularly your emotional energy zone. And then you've got the sort of overthinker, the overachiever. That tends to be quite mental energy. So that's brain frazzle, that's decision fatigue, that's feeling perhaps either really anxious. But you've also got then the feeling like you don't care anymore about the stuff that you used to really care about. Your work, your hobbies, maybe the things you used to get really excited about. It's like a damp blanket has just gone over everything. And the underlying experience everyone has when they're burnt out, I think, is that feeling you just can't cope anymore. I just haven't got. And what you haven't got is the energy to just put one step in front of the other anymore, because you are so energy depleted.